We're back on Big Ten today with a look at some of the spring storylines heading into 2026 for the Oregon Ducks. Dante Moore is back at quarterback, but neither coordinator returns as both Will Stein and Tosh Lupoy move on to head coaching opportunities. Dylan Raiola makes the transfer from Big Ten to Big Ten, coming from Nebraska. Coy Parrish does the same, leaving Minnesota. And the great news with everything wide receiver Evan Stewart expected to be healthy and ready to go for week one. Rejoined by Jerry DiNardo. Jerry, let's start with those staff changes because Dan Lanning has been remarkably consistent, and one of the reasons he's been so consistent is the consistency within his coaching staff. He knew that Will Stein and Tosh Lupoy were both guys who had head coaching potential and that eventually he would lose them. So as he looks ahead to having two new coordinators, what's the biggest challenge, and why did he decide to choose the two guys that he chose?
Yeah, I think most head coaches want to hire coordinators that complement what they do best and what they know best. You look at Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning came up as a defensive coach, right? So he became a head coach with a defensive background. So he hires Chris Hampton from Tulane. So the issue becomes, how much is what Chris Hampton has done in the past and how much is what Dan Lanning has been doing since he's been at Oregon? So I think when you see a hire like this, you think that Coach Lanning will be more involved with the defense than the offense. Then you look at Drew Mehringer taking over the offense. He's the tight end coach, who has been the tight end coach at Oregon, so you don't really expect a lot of changes in the scheme. Again, head coach loses assistants, loses coordinators. Who can I hire that complements what I want to do and what I have been doing and what my background is? So I think we see that reflected in these two hires.
So that leads me to believe that there's probably less change with that defense because as good as Tosh Lupoy was, part of it was Dan Lanning's defense, as you mentioned. Correct. That's where his DNA was. So the bigger question becomes on offense. Yes, Mehringer's been around. He's just never been the play caller. How much does it help him and this offense to have Dante Moore back under center, a guy who's obviously taken so many big snaps for this team already?
You know, Rick, when I was there in August for camp, I sat in the quarterback meetings. I sat in the offensive meetings. It's so collaborative nowadays with the players. The players, past generation, they didn't have the video. They weren't constantly in the football building. Nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised if Dante Moore sat with Drew Mehringer. They talked about what he liked. They talked about what he would like to change, where he's the most comfortable. The nowadays student athlete is so far ahead of the previous generations that they know about the game so much more because of all the technology, all the time they spend. And so Dante Moore will have some impact, obviously, on the play calling. Drew will say, you know, what did you like, what we've done in the past? What did you not like? And what would you like to do? And when I was in the quarterback meeting back in August, there were times you didn't know who was the coach and who was the player. The conversations were at such a high level, it was almost like being in a staff meeting.
I tell you, one other thing that does not change in Eugene, the recruiting, because ever since Dan Lanning arrived, he just absolutely crushes it on the recruiting trail. He's done so again this year, right now, top 3 nationally, right? And you go into the transfer portal and you get a guy like Coy Parrish who can help you in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to see Oregon every year in the top of both the portal issues, the portal transfers, and high school recruiting. I mean, that's when you talk part of their DNA. Not only is Dan Lanning comes from the defensive side, but he has been a great recruiter as an assistant coach. He's worked for some guys that only have great recruiters on the staff. So he's always going to have a talented roster. Plus, we know the resources that he has are probably as good as anybody in the country.
All right, lastly, Jerry, as it relates to Oregon, let's take a look at the schedule. It's a non-conference that should be fairly tenable. They do have a road trip to Oklahoma State in week 2. In the league, however, on the schedule this year, you have Ohio State and Michigan back-to-back. You also have USC to open Big Ten play in that USC game and the Ohio State game, both on the road. You can make an argument that the conference schedule is as hard as it's been for Oregon since they joined the Big Ten.
Yeah, no doubt, Rick. But I love the way it starts, right? 3 non-con, then USC, right, which is predicted to be one of the best teams in the country. But look at the week after USC. They get a bye. So that you're going to break that schedule down to the first 4 weeks of the season going into our bye. This is what our goals are, and this is how we're going to deal with it. So you're going to be thinking about, Oregon's going to be thinking about the USC game before they even get ready to play it that week, right? Oklahoma State's the toughest non-conference, but you could take those other 2 non-conference games, and again, you can manage how hard you're working your team, knowing that the payoff's going to be the first conference game is USC with a week off after it, which I think is a great schedule. I love the first 5 weeks of the schedule.
That's a great point. And after that bye, the next 4, even though you have a road trip to Illinois in there, you have 3 other home games. So Oregon will be favored in at least 3, if not all 4 of those games before you get ready for that really tough stretch, which includes Michigan, Ohio State, and of course, don't forget about Washington on the Saturday after Thanksgiving.